Everton 1, Arsenal 0. Arsenal have gone ahead to lose their second game of the season. Now, they've so far dropped 8 points out of the possible 60, meaning that they are really having 50 points. Is it? They are tied at 50 points. If I look at the Premier League table, they're having 50 points. Oh, they've played 19 games. Really? As Arsenal played 19 games, I think Arsenal have played 20 games. That means they've dropped 10 points. Because if you've played 20 games, they're supposed to be 60 points, meaning that you've dropped 10. Lost 2, drawn 2. Oh, they've drawn 2 games. They first drew with Newcastle. No, it was Southampton away and then Newcastle at their stadium known as Emirates. Welcome to this channel. Rokani David is my name. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. This is one of the worst losses that Arsenal fans would ever see in the world. I believe they are really nagged. They are really perplexed. Lots of things are really running through their minds. But as I told you, Arsenal, before they play this game of football, they are left with 50 points to play for. They are 57 points to play for. And I came out and told you, Arsenal is going to lose only 7 points more, according to me. They will hit 100 points. And if at all they hit 100 points, then everything will go on as planned by the club of Arsenal. They will lift the trophy. You know, games like this come in at a time when the team is really struggling. To me, I believe Arsenal, ever since this year started, have been struggling. For you've seen the way they've been playing. They struggled against Newcastle. Then they went to the FA Cup. They beat Oxford. After beating Oxford, they played Spurs. At Spurs, they looked very good in the first half. Second half, Spurs looked like they were quitting off the game. In the first half, if the goalkeeper Ramsdale was not onto his best, he would have really not been a win for Arsenal. You get? But Arsenal scored and kept a clean sheet. And what has really favored Arsenal in most of the games away and collecting very many points, it's it keeping a clean sheet. That's why you see to it that when they're at Emirates, they rarely keep clean sheets and they only kept one. Do you know why? Even if they concede, the fans keep them going. If this game was at Emirates, sure win for Arsenal, but it had really other attributes connected to it that failed Arteta and the team, because the team had just brought in a new manager, Dyche, known for his being a pragmatic manager, so much conserved and parks the bus. He parked the bus, looked tight, Arsenal got chances, not all that the best chances of the game, because to me I believe the best 2 chances of the game went in to a side called Everton. Arsenal got 1 clear chance according to me, but it was really cleared off the line by Connor Cody. So, Arsenal has been struggling, even against Manchester United. However much they came back, and really they came back twice and won that game. I believe that we saw hallmarks of Arsenal trying to really not play at their best. And why are they affected like this? It's because of their wingers, wide players, Saka and Martinelli. Martinelli, for the previous 3-4 games, he can't even take off a player. That's it. He can't take off a player. Let's admit this and go ahead and revisit those games. If at all you can rewatch them, go ahead and rewatch them. You're going to see what's going to happen. Arteta needs to really get his men onto work and duty. And this is where you feel like they're missing Jesus, because in games like this is where you need a striker that is going to come in through and really get you goals as you expect them to be. Look at the gentleman known as Edin Ketia getting a ball into this area and going in for selfish effort, and the selfish effort never even was on target. He really went for it and obviously shot wide, but Martinelli was running it here for you, so some patience was needed. But I think he's having a lot of pressure on him that he can't see himself really doing the needful of really going in for a cutback here, because this angle is tight. Few people can score a goal from this area. And when you look at him, the best option was for him either to take an extra touch and do a cutback. The cutback was the most called for option, because If he gets it here, puts it here, this is, I think this is Martinelli, and this is Odegaard. Who is this? This is Xhaka. I think they place in the back of the net. So it shows you that in games like this, you just need yourself to do the extraordinary. Not every time you're going to go in for a shot. And I've already told Arsenal fans that in moments like this is where everything comes and doesn't work in your favor. Because Nketiah, if Arsenal loses the game of Spurs, everyone is going to go on to him because he misses out on 2 clear-cut chances. You get? Now, he gets that chance to do a cutback. He doesn't do it. He does the opposite. And Arsenal goes on the floor. That was in the 29th minute. 4 minutes later, after him missing out on such a chance to really do a cutback and Arsenal go forward, see what happens. Ben White does a return pass to Odegaard. Odegaard is beaten by Onana. Onana passes into space. When he really passed into space, he really did a cutback. After doing a cutback, Onana laid that ball to find Calvert-Lewin, and Calvert-Lewin was just a fraction away from hitting that ball, and he missed it with a whisker, and you see how it was. This was the first best chance of the game in the first half. So it shows you that Arsenal really had numbers, but the run that this guy does was ahead of Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes because they never tracked him back well. But Odegaard did his job and Onana went in for a cutback. But obviously, in the mouth of the goal, Calvert-Lewin didn't really do the needful. And obviously, he was so close to scoring, but it really came to a miss. So that is it. And Arsenal really felt like, all right, we've survived. But even after them surviving, guess what happened again? This guy, known as Doucouré, again. McNeil goes all out, puts in a cross. It finds Doucouré in this area with a free header. And if at all you are to put the two scenarios that I've just shown you, it shows you that there was a lapse into the Arsenal defense. There was a loose end because you can't tell me that you are Gabriel Magalhaes and Saliba and defending like this. Look, there is no one to mark here. There is no one more to mark here. But McNeil comes in and really brings in this cross. I think Arteta is going to go all out and show these video clips to his players and tell them, please, we would even have considered in the first half if at all luck wasn't on our side, because he gets a free header and heads it way past the front of the goal. That's it. But if it was a very good head of the ball like Calvert-Lewin, this would have been another one. And Arsenal's best chance of the first half that would have gone in through was a very good cross. I think it came in from, was it Zinchenko? And then Saka went in for an immediate hitting effort that was really curling onto the far post. And guess what happened? It was cleared off the post by this man known as Connor Cody. It had really beat the goalkeeper. It had beaten the goalkeeper and it was going to the back of the net in the 38th minute, but it never really went on to the levels that you would expect there to be. So those are what really happened in through. But Thomas Partey into that midfield, I think these are the effects of playing an injured player. I believe Thomas Partey played on an injection today. That's what I really believe in this game, because forcing him on the field of play was another mistake. Start Jorginho. However much the game was all about being physical, but start Jorginho, and when you start him, everything would have gone on as called for, because even if he was started, Arsenal have been beaten. They've lost. So he was taken off in the 58th minute, and Jorginho came in through now. The big question is he injured or not? Because forcing him on the field of play was another big mistake that Arsenal really made today. Then in the 50th minute, look at Odegaard getting a chance to really put Arsenal ahead, and obviously he shot wide. That is Odegaard. But it was another chance of Arsenal to see themselves really capitalizing onto this game of football. And when you look at the time, it was the 58th minute. Nothing had really gone through for Arsenal to concede. Then there came in a man known as Jorginho in the 58th minute, and obviously Partey was really taken off from this field of play, that really sent Arsenal fans into worry, because they asked themselves, why is Thomas Partey being taken off the field of play? What is the main reason for him being taken off? Meaning that he really had a problem with his physicality. That's why he was taken off. Then 1 minute later of him coming in through, a header is really headed to the back of the net, and it's 1-0 against Arsenal. So it is really a very touching message, touching game, result for Arsenal fans. But Arsenal have a chance to remain 5 points ahead of City. City is playing Tottenham tomorrow, and Tottenham is one of those teams that have really made beating Man City at their home a habit. It's a habit. The last 4 times they visited them, City has finally been beaten and floored by Spurs. They've fallen on the sword of Spurs. But what is the general picture of Arsenal losing this game? The general picture is all about Saka and Gabriel Martinelli. It might sound bad, but let me tell you this. Saka, trust me, he needs to pull out moments of magic. That's it. Moments of magic are called for from Saka, because that's what Arsenal need. Without him operating best from the wide areas and cutting into half spaces, nothing will happen. No activity is going to come out of Arsenal, because the mobility of Edin Ketia is not enough to create spaces for these people. Even Odegaard and Thomas Partey, they do the hold up very well, and they do those passes, but every time they really give Bukayo Saka and doesn't go in for a quick play, because every time Bukayo Saka gets that ball, he really tries, like he wants to commit himself into the opponents. But it's written nowhere that every time you get the ball in the final third of the opponent, you're supposed to go on and really try to go past them. This is what Saka and Martinelli are really doing. To me, I don't agree with it. I don't believe and agree with it. They should go ahead and really do better. Especially, you do a pass and obviously keep the ball moving. Look at Martinelli Gabriel. You get two going close to 2 people, 4 legs versus 2, a 1v2 situation, and he's committing himself. And did he deliver anything positive out of that? I don't remember. And he does so much, run onto the byline every time he gets the ball, and he's really predictable according to me. So that's why Coleman found it easy to really track him down. And when Trossard came in through, it was at least a little bit far much better, because he used to really drift off the right and go in for shot. He had a very good shot, and sometimes trying in some cutting efforts, because he's not predictable. But for Martinelli, every time he came on through, Martinelli was predictable. He was predictable. So I believe more needs to be improved on Martinelli's game. He needs to get it in his mind that every time I get the ball, it's not running time. You get? He's not selfish, but he thinks of running before thinking of what the game deserves best from him. So I believe that should be told him by the manager, Mikel Arteta, to go on and do the needful. So debut of a player called Jorginho coming in through, and obviously going ahead to lose his game at Arsenal. But obviously, Arsenal still has a chance. They're going to play Brentford next in this league. So I believe they have a lot of chances to put themselves into the title race again. And the most important game they're supposed to play is that of Man City, and they're going to be hosting them at the Emirates Stadium. If at all they beat Man City, they would have really cleared their chances of really at least becoming the winners of the Premier League. But tension is becoming tension. And I'm going to see people saying that, why did they take off Partey? That's why we conceded. Guys, this is a corner where everyone is in the game. Everyone is in the goal area of Arsenal, and they just fail to defend very well. When you look at the corners that Everton got, they are really threatening. Arsenal almost conceded in the first half through corners of Everton. And these stats are really going to show you what I'm talking about, that Arsenal really looked a little bit of unfocused. They really lacked paying attention to every detail in that game. That's why they failed to break down this team known as Everton. When playing a side like Everton that is really packing numbers and packing the bus, you need to go in for quick passes. You don't need to have wingers like Bukayo Saka and Martinelli who really do very many touches. You just need to be having that one. You just need to be having a winger who is fast at thinking and really operating at a different kind of level altogether. So these are the stats as it really went down for Arsenal versus Everton. Arsenal losing their second game in the season. 12 shots by Everton, 15 shots by Arsenal, 4 shots on target by Everton. Arsenal had 3, so it shows you how much concentration they lacked in the final third. 15 and only 3 on target. They're supposed to be having like 7 or 8 on target. 29 ball possession by Everton, 71 ball possession by Everton. By Arsenal, they left the ball for Arsenal and they said, we are going to sit back. Arsenal needs to find it hard to go past us, and obviously that's what really happened for this team of Arsenal. 251 passes completed by Everton, then Arsenal completed 635 passes, 70% passing accuracy by Everton, 86% passing accuracy by Arsenal, 13 fouls by Everton, 8 fouls by Arsenal, 4 fouls, 4 yellow cards to Everton, 1 yellow card to Arsenal. Then 0 red cards for both sides, 3 offsides to Everton, 0 to Arsenal, 7 corners by Everton and 5 corners to Arsenal. That resulted into Arsenal conceding. Then the table, Arsenal has played 20 games. They have 50 points. Man City 20 games, 45 points, meaning that they are 5 points ahead of City. Newcastle 20 points, 39. How many points? 11 points behind Arsenal. And Manchester United 2 playing right now. They've just scored their first goal through a penalty, and it's 39 points. It's now 52 for Manchester United. It's now 42 for United. They are playing their 21st game that they're really winning right about now. So I never thought, by the way, that Arsenal was going really to lose. I thought Arsenal was going to win because I thought they knew the plan. I thought Mikel Arteta was going to at least adjust to the game plan of Everton, because the only way Arsenal would have gotten 3 points out of this game was for them to go for quick passing, not finding Bukayo Saka and trying to really wait for players to really go ahead and really increase the numbers in the box, because Arsenal were in threatening areas, but their commitment to do the quick pass really let them down. So thank you guys for watching in through your reactions to Everton versus Arsenal. Welcome to the comment section below. When you look at Everton, it's now having 18 points, moving from the 19th position. They're in the 17th position. So it shows you how important this win has been for them, and they're really having 17 games to play to save their season. So their next games include Liverpool, Merseyside Derby, Leeds, Aston Villa, and Everton. So those are their games that they're really going to play. When you look at, let's look at Arsenal and see what are their next games. Arsenal's next games include, I know they are playing Brentford. There is some bit of Aston Villa, and then Manchester City. So your reactions are welcome in the comment section below. That has been my reaction to the Arsenal loss to a side called Everton. May the Almighty God bless you abundantly. I sign out for now. See you later. Player ratings are really coming in through, and obviously we will be really doing the needful to really put you to the levels where you guys deserve to be. I'm out.